just two friends talking about movies and TV and everything in between. We're just two friends who love the movies, call each other every morning.
Before I hit the record button, Mitch was yelling at me. Um, I'm only human. I make
What?
mistakes. I make
Yeah.
mistakes.
Okay.
And yeah, I just think it's a little uncalled for whenever Mitch is yelling at me. But that's just me, guys. I'm gonna let it go. Be the bigger man. Just
Wait. When did I yell at you?
you were cursing at me and doing one of your shenanigans again.
One of my shenanigans? It's
Yes.
plural.
Yes, you just, you're, I don't know, folks. This is Christmas week, and I was hoping that I was gonna get to speak with my friend Mitch and have that brotherly love, but we got on the call and he just started yelling at me, pointing the
Wait,
fingers.
you haven't hit record.
It's recording.
Oh,
Did it not tell you it was recording?
I didn't hear it. You better double check.
It's recording, dude. What if they did an update and it doesn't tell you when you were getting recorded?
That's
Oh,
all I need.
yes.
That's all I need.
Yes. Oh, that would be perfect for me. So, look, Mitch, I know you got a lot to talk about. I got a lot to talk about. I don't think, will this episode be released on Christmas? Is this the one that's going to be released on Christmas? Because
I
if
didn't even
so,
think about that. I don't think so. I
yeah,
think it's
because
I think it's going to be released on
Wednesday, right?
the 23rd.
Okay, 23rd. So, okay, yeah, well, I was about to wish everyone Merry Christmas, but if not, then I'll just wait on that. But Mitch, so I know you've been awaiting my review on Avatar: Fire and Ash. Uh, your most anticipated. So a buddy of mine recommended that I go see this movie in HDR Barco. Right? He said this is pretty much the future of movies.
Yeah, I've never heard of that until you mentioned it.
Yeah, no, I had heard about it. I don't know if you know the company Barco, but when I worked in the hospital, they have a lot of equipment that are for like imaging and like being able to see whenever they do X-rays and seeing the brain and all that. So I thought that was pretty crazy that they've gotten into making projectors and all that. Mitch, I mean, let's start with the positives here. Uh, wow, wow! I have never seen a screen so clear, so bright and vibrant.
And this
Um,
is positives for the technology, not for Avatar, correct?
for both. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the positives, but to talk about Avatar, I have to talk about the how I watched it. Right. This movie is visually stunning. I mean, James Cameron, like, my God, every movie that he does with the Avatar series, it just like pushes it, and like he does more and more with it. Um, I thought it was crazy that I think the budget was around 250 million. If you look at like an Avengers movie or like a Marvel movie that has around 250 million, it's almost as if that's like a that was like a B movie compared to how amazing this movie looks.
I guess one of
It's
the big ways he saves money is he doesn't put good actors in his movies.
Oh man, well, I mean, it's all motion capture, so and they get paid pretty well. Zoe Saldana, even Sam Worth, it was Sam Worthington. They get paid decent. They get paid decent actually. But yeah, man. I mean, the visuals, of course, is why people are going to go watch this movie. It's just beautiful. I really love the villain here. Do you know who the girl who's playing the villain is? Charlie Chaplin's granddaughter.
Oh, wait, what's her name?
I think it's like Una Chaplin or something like that.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I thought, dude, she is amazing. Like, wow, she steals every scene she's in. Of course, the action set pieces are just amazing. I liked Stephen Lang's character. He's always great to see him.
Still there?
What's that?
She's still in the series?
Yeah, he's still in the series. His character has got actually gotten better as the series went on. So, really love seeing him. Really love Una Chaplin as the villain. Like I said, the action set pieces are pretty amazing. And once again, this movie, James Cameron kills it with the visuals. That being said, Mitch, look, this movie is pretty much they reused the script from the last movie.
You didn't
You
have
just
to tell me that.
what's that?
You didn't have to tell me that.
Well,
It's the third version of the same movie.
well, no, no. I mean, the second one was a little different than the first one, but the third one definitely hits a lot of the similar story beats as the Way of Water, which is the second one. They and I admit, man, this movie did not need to be 3 hours and 10 minutes long. It was. I love a film that's an epic, but this movie really, really did feel like it was just a long movie.
I would
Overall,
describe this as a great movie to watch on your smartwatch at the DMV.
yes, there you have it, folks. So that's Mitch's review. Watch this movie at the DMV on your smartwatch. Um, I think I would give this like a three, maybe a 3.5 out of 5, Mitch. And that's mainly because of the format that I watched it in. I thought it was just incredible in that format. It was entertaining for the most part. This is easily the weakest of the series. But yeah, I mean, I just think that if they're gonna make a fourth and fifth one, they kind of need to change things up a bit. So there you have it. I know it was your most anticipated movie. I'm sorry to disappoint.
Well, I'm glad you got to see it in that format. I remember Laura and I went to see 3,000 Years of Longing on Dolby Atmos, and I was blown away. And I don't usually get, you know, the technical stuff is not a big factor for me usually, but I could definitely tell a big difference.
Yeah, I hope this is the future of movie projection, right? Like I hope that a lot more theaters are, putting their, you need to put money into things to make money, and I definitely feel like if a lot of theaters had this kind of format, um, yeah, it's gonna be hard going back to watching a regular movie in theaters. I will tell you that. Like it's gonna be hard because this movie was just like wow. Like it blew me away visually. Um,
Wesley said there were only 10 playing in the next 6 months in that format in Atlanta, and and that's a big film hub, so or movie theater hub, so it must be really on the cutting edge right now.
yeah, I wonder which 10 did he tell you?
I can't remember. I don't know.
I'll have to ask him separately. So what did you watch, man?
Well, I wanted to gratify you with the knowledge that using your rental, we did end up. Lori and I watched. Was just an accident, or it was only an
Oh,
accident.
oh wow, yeah, I did watch it.
You thought I was gonna do it long after you were in the ground, but we ended up watching it that night. So,
Oh, dude, nice. So, yeah, tell me about it, man.
well, look, I had to find my look. I feel like we talked about it last week or so, where this is the time where I really need to go on my instincts in terms of what I end up watching, and I eventually tune out all recommendations from both friends and from critics. I kind of felt like that with this. Like to me, I wouldn't see this as make something that would make my list, but I was engaged throughout, and I've thought about it a lot since, and we've talked about it a lot since. I wonder if it would have. What do you think? I wonder if it would have gotten as much attention if this was a U.S. made English language film. I don't know why I had that thought during it, but I was like, this structure is not that complex. These
Yeah.
ideas aren't very, provocative. Some of them are. These performances are really good, but I just wonder why it's getting the kind of traction that it is, or if it were just another one off the United States English language rack.
So I think that the main reason, I mean, there's probably multiple reasons, but I think the reason why this movie is getting a lot of traction is the director. And this is his first movie out of prison. And
That's right.
he's making these movies illegally. I don't know if you know that.
He's making them for free.
No, he's making them illegally.
Oh wow, that's so
Yeah,
yeah. That definitely adds some color to it. That's for sure.
they
I can
yeah,
appreciate
so
that meta aspect.
they're not so they've already told him if he keeps making these movies in his country, they're going to be putting him back into prison.
Oh
Um,
wow, that makes so much sense. I mean, it is a very good movie, so the support is not for nothing. I mean, it's not obviously just for that, but I can see why that's giving it a lot more elevation.
yeah, and I think I recommended it to y'all in the group. His conversation with Scorsese, dude, man, that's one of the best director on director conversations I've ever seen. It's pretty fascinating, and you can tell if you just watch that video. He really did come from like a very poor background. It's pretty amazing how far he's come in his life, especially coming from a country like that. So I think that that's the main reason why. And look, I mean, look, I'll tell you this. I'm there with you. I think it's a very good movie. I think it's a very good movie, especially after I think it's been a week since I've seen it. I'm not in love with it as much as other people are, but I can understand why they are in love with it. It's a very funny story. Um, and I think it deals a lot with these people who are dealing with this trauma and how people deal with things very differently, right? So this guy, the main guy, which I absolutely loved. I thought one of my favorite parts was whenever he goes back to help the man's wife while she, take her to the hospital. Um, and then that whole scene, whenever he's paying for the medical bill and he hesitates, he's about to give them his credit card, but then he thinks about it, and then he ends up giving that the father of the husband uh, that credit card. But yeah, man, I think it's overall just a very good movie. But I'm with you in that I'm not in love with it as much as a lot of other people. I just felt like you needed to watch it, mainly because it is going to be a big movie when it comes to the award seasons.
Yeah, I'm not going to be doing that anymore. I just have to kind of chart my own course at this point. But I am glad I watched it. And what did you think of? What did you think of the title? Why do you think it was called that?
I thought the first 10 minutes kind of perfectly explained everything. Um, well, obviously the title, they referenced the title. It was just an accident when they hit that dog, right?
Yeah.
And I thought the whole thing, whenever the car breaks down, the wife is like, you know, I can't think of the words like verbatim, but she says something along the lines of, "This was meant to happen. Uh, everything beyond here, what is meant to be, will be." In terms of it was just an accident. I don't. I mean, it could just simply be, the fact that this little accident where he hit the dog was the start of all these chain of events that night, going into the next day. I mean, that's immediately what I can think of. What did you think?
Oh, that's a good point. Well, I just kept trying to like tie it in thematically and figure out because what he did to those people wasn't accidental. So I just didn't understand how that was. When you get a title, you think it's going to be thematically relevant.
Yeah,
But yeah, it did kind of. The accident did lead into all his troubles after that with the people trying to get vengeance.
yeah. I think it's specifically for that. I don't think it really has anything to do with what this guy did. Although he does give a reason, right, at the end. It's not justified, but he does give the reason of, I'm just like you. I needed to make money. He probably had his higher ups, he probably had other people, the higher ups, looking down on him, saying, if you don't do this, you're going to get fired, something like that. So that was his justification. I'm just like you. I need to work. I need to make money. So yeah, man, I wish, well, I'm glad you got to watch it.
What did you think of the ending?
Oh, wow. Dude, I mean, I thought it was incredible. Um, two ways you could look at it. Two ways you could look at it. I mean, literal, where you see a car pull up, right? I don't know if you saw that in the background. Did you see that?
Not really. I think, I mean, I recognize that someone. It didn't feel when you started to hear the noise of the leg, the squeak of the fake leg. It didn't feel sudden or like out of nowhere. Uh,
So, if you notice, whenever he's helping, and I had to rewatch that scene multiple times, but if you notice, whenever he's helping his mom put the stuff in the vehicle, a car pulls up. It's the same car that belongs to that guy, right? Or it looks very similar. I can't say for sure if it was the same car, but it looks very similar as the general guy, right? Um, I mean, you could look at it. That guy found him, right? He found where he was at, because you hear as the footsteps get closer, and then they stop, right? And that you just see the back of that guy's head. And then if you hear really closely, you just start to hear the footsteps, like if they're walking away, and then you just continue hearing the prosthetic, right? I mean, you could look at it as a literal where that guy found him, and maybe he's in that way telling the guy, "I know where you're at. I know who you are," and he just kind of walked away. Or you could think of it as, this guy, no matter what happens, is always going to carry this trauma with him, right?
oh yeah,
So
that's pretty.
so I mean, you could look at it in both ways, and I thought that was pretty well executed. But um, I don't know. What did you think of the ending?
Well, Laura and I were a little confused by it somewhat, but I mean, it didn't feel completely out of left field, but parts of it. So I didn't know if they were trying to say like, oh, it was a mistake that they let him go, or not.
No, I mean, you could look at it that way. Maybe the guy did find him, right? But for me, the way I interpreted it as is, I feel like no matter what happens, this guy is just going to hold on to that trauma. The sound of that prosthetic leg is like a trigger, right?
Uh,
So that's how I saw it.
well, I did. I definitely thought it was intriguing, man. And the climax, the performances there in the climax, both of the two leads, both the guy that was driving all of the action and the journalist lady, I thought were very compelling.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. And I am sad that you are no longer gonna take people's opinions, because I really do think that you should definitely watch it. At least, if I had to recommend one, I think you should watch Rebuilding. But I mean, I don't know what's on your next to watch.
I don't know, man. I'm just gonna be intuitive and see what happens. Not thinking about it.
I got you. Well, I think my next one up that I'm watching is on Amazon Prime. It's called Kill the Jockey.
Oh,
I've heard some good things about it. Um, but yeah, I think that's the next one I'm going to be watching. And then, of course, Marty Supreme comes out this week.
yeah, that'll be nice.
But all right, man. Well, it sounds like you're getting a little busy there, so I'm gonna let you go, dude.
Peace on out.